Welcome to the 8th episode of Old New World. Yeah, still lagging because of the occupation zone here. Last time we left with the collapse of communism in Eastern Europe with the end of the USSR and the Warsaw Pact with the only European communist nation left being Czechoslovakia and Albania, because Czechoslovakia just left the war. They were like, nope, no, and Albania also left the Warsaw Pact. I mean, and you can also say there's Yugoslavia, and obviously you also got the communists. They almost forgot about them, because they kind of do nothing, because they didn't really during the Warsaw Pact, so they don't really do anything. But just because of that doesn't mean that communism is gone, as obviously there's still North Korea, we still have North China, and what is left of the Soviet Union. So anyway, let's begin this episode. So first of all, let's talk about the Russian situation, not in too much detail because that will be a lore episode. But right now, basically, this just shows the United. Basically, it's extremely divided. Basically, in a warlord kind of state, with each state of Russia that is then directly controlled by Russia, being influenced by a different person, and each of those main leaders kind of disputing themselves to say, no, I'm the best leader, so I should be in control of all of Russia. And it's in each one, everyone is kind of trying to show that they're the best, so that makes build industry, new industries, new infrastructure. They make policies, they make everything to have a better life, which in turn industrializes basically most of, not all of Siberia, but parts of Siberia beyond the Ural, which previously had nothing, because currently the actual populated part are kind of being occupied by Ukraine, Belarus, Finland, France, and the United States respectively. So, amongst all of these leaders, one figures manages to basically shows that they're the best leader because frick you, and also because they actually made an army and kind of forced everybody to say, yeah, you're the best and all that. And this man is Dmitry Drakovich. I'm just gonna say that I invented this character, and so if it's the name of someone that actually exists, it's not on purpose. I'm saying it just in case, cause yeah. So anyway, this man is a royalist. No, he is. I was gonna say he was, but he is a royalist. And so he makes the second Russian Empire. That's how he renames Russia. And by now it's already, because we were in 1992, so this episode starts in end of 1992, and by now we're in 1993, and obviously Russia is finally given back some land. So yes, they are given back some of the land, more in the east. But at least they actually gained some meaningful part of their population back. Now but next is basically dealing with what is left of the Soviet Union. Like I said before, their new leader is a royalist, so we can't let that live. So he kind of sends his army, and he basically, how do I put it? You see, every person that was actually supportive of this remnants of the Soviet regime, yes, they're dead. They're gone. Yeah, no more. Yes, like they were there and now they're gone. Jeez, I wonder what happened. Nah, they're not dead. They're just gone. According to him at least. So, it's not. They're not actually dead. Like, they're not, bro. Trust me. And well, yeah, North China did try to do something about it. At the end of the day, they didn't want to die, so they didn't do anything about it. Also in Asia, with the end of the Soviet Union and North China not really being in a position to really help North Korea because, well, yeah, they're kind of scared of invasion. In this timeline, North Korea was way more close to the Soviet Union, and well, North China was kind of forced to be in the Soviet spheres. They didn't really want to be in it, and they basically know that keeping North China alive, North Korea alive, won't really be worth it in the long term. Since one, it's better to actually protect yourself from this than basically killing your economy protecting this thing, which is even weaker than in our timeline, by the way. And also because there's also this guy, so basically allowing this to reunify might basically let the US not really be too interested in killing off those guys because the US would probably think yes, South China could probably do it themselves, and they didn't really prevent us from getting North Korea, so they aren't really a threat to us, which it's like right now their economy is kind of collapsing because most of their economy was tied to the USSR, so their economy is not looking too great. Although now they do have a lot of influence over Mongolia, or I guess not because they're not communist now. Yes, they're back to being a democracy. So I guess you don't actually have influence over Mongolia. So yeah. Wait. Gotta fix something wrong. Okay, so I just realized the new DLC was added in the UE4 map, which usually takes like months. So there probably are some changes, and also I didn't give that back to Portugal. But yes, there might have been some changes, but just act like they didn't happen, please. Because well, yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, North China is kind of busy not dying. So you're on your own on this one, North Korea. So yeah, and Japan is quite strong. So yeah, anyway, we're going off of the Asian continent to go to Europe again. Because you would think, Europe is chill after that. No, they're not. First of all, those occupied territories, some nations, post-Soviet nations, are kind of scared of Russia right now. And, with them having occupation zones, some nations are like, what if I just choose occupation zones, which I technically own, but I'll have to give back to Russia in 1994, which is in 2 years. What if I just took it? What is everybody gonna do? So some nations are starting to experimenting with that. Specifically Ukraine, taking, first of all, they're annexing mostly Ukrainian territories. With mostly Ukrainian people, and a bit more just to be safe. Oh my god! I swear, the fact that this makes my map like is probably the most annoying part. But they don't take that much. But something along those lines, is what they would take. Directly annex. And other than in Belarus kind of thinks of the same thing, and well, that's what they do. Um, so they annex a bit more. They take Now Finland doesn't dare to do this because one, they already gained some land. Two, they don't want any problem, and yeah, they kind of don't want any problem with the new Russian government. They're too busy, and you know, you remember when I said 1994? Yeah, Russia wants those territories now. So they went to Finland and they were like, "Yeah, can you give us back our land, please?" With totally no thanks at the border. And honestly, Finland doesn't want to keep those occupied territories because they just make the border even longer. Since like right now they have a pretty short border thanks to the lakes, but like this kind of has a pretty long border, so they're like, yeah, sure, man, just take it, man. I don't care. So they would take some more land, specifically in the east, as they know that if they export too much, the U.S. might step in. And they also, don't try the same thing with Ukraine. The U.S. is actually also willing to finally give them Moscow back. So, that's cool. So no more U.S. presence, and yeah, not those two are kind of sweating, but thankfully it's not where they have their eyes yet. So going down, we have this state which I forgot the name. It's a Caucasian state, and that thing is blowing up. Like it may seem united, but it's not. It's chaos, basically anarchy between the Russians in here disputing and the different nationalities and all that. So Russia is like goes to the UN and basically asks, "You can I intervene in this because there's too much bullshit," and the UN is giving them a green light. So what does Russia does? Yes, they do that. Thank you. They just yes, they heard they executed and they just went full and as they annexed the thing. Now, they weren't actually supposed to annex the territories. They were supposed to pacify it and just took some land, not annex the whole thing. But they don't care, and nobody wants another war because you don't want to have to capture the Soviets again. That was already like way too hard. Let's not do that again. Nah. So that was way too annoying. Anyway, back in Western Europe, what do we have? Really nothing really special except for Germany, having some, they took back some lands, and now, some people in Germany are like, yeah, we should take just a bit more to have like just a bit more, not that much. They're just asking for the for basically some parts of the Netherlands and Belgium, as well as Alsace, Lorraine, and Luxembourg. So yeah, basically yeah, nobody really likes that. It's like, bro, are you serious right now? But for now it's not too prominent, so everybody let it slide. But as they start kind of like oh yeah, also we get NATO collapsing. Yeah, you almost forgot that part. Yeah, NATO is gone. Like, first few members to leave are Spain. They left. They leave. So Netherlands, they leave. Those guys here, Denmark left. Same for Norway. We also got other people leaving, like freaking Turkey, Greece. They left. Bro, there's some of the first members to leave, and little by little, everybody left except for the UK, Canada, and the US. And the UK is like, yeah, bro, we should probably keep an alliance just in case Russia does some shit. And the USA looks at them like, bro, man, Russia was like, nah, they're not good. They can't do anything. Like, they didn't even have their capital for a year. Come on, Like, and Russia is, like, they won't do anything. Like, they learned the lesson. And so the US left, and so does Canada, and so you only got Britain and NATO. Like, huh? And so he quit NATO because, well, they're the only member by that point. So yeah, so yeah, NATO is gone. Thankfully, the French alliance of Belgium, France, and Germany is still here. Oh yeah, there's also Luxembourg in that alliance. Yeah, that's damn, really powerful alliance. With Belgium and shit. Yeah, I wonder who could stop that, bro. All right. I mean, the thing is, there's also Andorra in the alliance. But come on, it's Andorra. What are they gonna do? So anyway, now quickly we're going to the Balkans with Czechoslovakia. Yeah, more like Czechia and Slovakia. Like, yeah, that's yeah, divided. I mean, this was a peaceful separation, but yeah, and both states are still communist, by the way. I mean, because only for a year or two, Slovakia was kind of done with the communist bullshit. That's why they left the union, and now they're fully a republic. So now we only have Czechia and Albania as communist states. So, yay! Also, yeah, going to Yugoslavia, yes, they're exploding. They're finally exploding. Oh my god, it took so long. Like, we like a whole war happened. Yeah, nah. I mean, first of all, the reason they didn't join the war was partially because, well, first of all, Communist Party of Yugoslavia wasn't really best friend with Stalin. I mean, they were still kind of alive, but and also, yes, they just not so. Yeah, it's finally exploding. So yeah, as you can see, we got the Slovenes, the Croats, the Bosniaks, and also the I forget like the name of the terrorist group that Bulgaria had in the region during the 20th century. Yes, they're back. They're back at it again. But that's not all, because you also got other nations like Hungary running because they want some land, and I mean, Bulgaria, nah, they're not. And, I mean, sure, those guys want to join Bulgaria, but, like, they're not linked to Bulgaria. What do you mean they get money from Bulgaria? I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, you also got Albania joining because they're Kosovo. So, yeah. We'll see how that goes. So, first of all, we got the Bosniaks getting destroyed. The Croats getting a second internal by literal monarchs, like the royalists, and you also got the communists, basically rising in the regions. They were really popular, but those aren't like the Croats where they want to be independent. They just want like communist Yugoslavia. So yeah, overall this is a lot of shit. Nobody and yeah, so, and you also get a second Slovene independence movement. Can't really see the difference. But basically, those guys want to join with Austria. It's a mess. It is a mess. So yeah, really, it's pure chaos. It's probably even worse than the actual Yugoslav wars, because at least it was more obvious. The front line were easier to follow. Like, what is this? I don't even know what I did here. Like, honestly, genuinely, there are more people that are going to die. I'm going to say it. Yeah. Yeah. Also, yeah, we got another civil war. Still not ending. Although, the monarchs, here they're going in for the communist, and yeah, the communists may actually finally be gone. We also have from the Ottoman fanboys. Again, that is their official name. I don't care, but I mean, they literally want just to, what Turkey, man. What do you want me to name them? Like, yes, so anyways, they're finally gone. Mostly because they still are some militias and all that, but mostly now is just Ottoman fanboys against the Kingdom of Syria. So we'll see how that goes. Now we also go back to Russia, which, basically, isn't having any of this bullshit. Yeah, so they're basically saying to Ukraine and Belarus, leave or we're invading your ass. Now, Belarus is folds pretty quickly because, they don't want the smoke. They don't want the smoke. Their economy isn't even like fully functional yet, so they fold pretty quickly. And yes, Ukraine does accept to give back the occupied territories. They don't accept to give back the land that they annexed those occupied territories. Now, Russia, knowing it wouldn't be worth it yet, they let it slide for now, because you real things they're gonna let it slide long term. Like, come on, let's be for real. So, we're gonna have to watch that for later. Going back to this mess. So first of all, we got Austria finally officially joining, because those guys, they want unification, so might as well take them. They're also kind of entering a bit more of Yugoslavia. Who asks them? Nobody, but they don't really care. The monarchist here, the monarchist Croats, actually managed to do something, and with the actual Yugoslav government taking advantage of this to take care of the communists and the communist Croats, and we also get Hungary doing stuff. And the guy is funded by Bulgaria. Also, finally, basically take everything they ever wanted. they also took a bit of Bulgaria, but it doesn't really matter because they're going to unify. And basically, so kind of gets messy from here. And basically, at some point, you actually have Venice joining the war because those lands were promised to us, like I don't know, man. That was Italian during the Venetian Republic, so I guess we can claim it or something, man. I don't know. So continuing, you get Austria actually, doing stuff. Taking some Croat land, getting pushed back a bit. The Croats managing to push a bit more Yugoslavia around like this river. I don't know the name of the river though. But Yugoslavia managed a huge push, and basically by that point, everyone meet up. First of all, to kill the communists, but everyone meets up and basically is like, okay, we should probably work out peacefully because from here on out, this is going to get really messy if we continue this war. So they agree, and here is what they got as a result. And so this is the peace deal. It's shitty, probably, but this is what they came up with. Yugoslavia wasn't willing to really lose a lot of territories, so that's the best they could come up with. Actually they couldn't have better. So that's saying a lot, but it's the Balkans, so what did you expect? Now by now we're already in 1993, by a lot. We're probably in early 1994 if I'm being honest. And so we remember the little party thing that was happening here, and they managed to take power. And Germany's neighbor having none of that. So France, not Belgium, the Netherlands, and Poland are so they're declaring war on them, on Germany, to stop their bullshit before shit happened. They learned from the mistake, I guess. We first have the Polish. Obviously, before this invasion, you do have the French, meeting up with the Polish because, the Polish kind of got backed up for being kind of allied with the Soviet Union, and they're like, and we're giving you money and some of lands if you will help us. And I mean, obviously the Polish were already planning this invasion, so they're full on it. So anyway, like I was saying, Polish strategy is to spearhead against Berlin while taking care of this. And yeah, that works pretty well. You also have the French basically following the Rhine, occupying the most industrialized region, and also crossing it around here to occupy most of the south. And the Dutch basically going in for Hamburg, because apparently the Danes couldn't join, I guess. And yes, strangely enough, yeah, that works. Yeah. So it was a peace deal, I guess. Okay, so before drawing it, a reminder: this is Germany before they got jumped, and this is Germany after. Yeah, that was a pretty harsh peace deal. But I guess it's only fair, you got traumatized once, you don't want to get, this a second time, so I guess it's valid. Now, and due to this diplomatic failure, you got Prussia looking like... Yes, so anyway, I'm declaring independence because you guys are bullshit. So yeah, once again, Prussia declares independence as a republic this time, strangely enough. So they declared independence, and well, yes, the German government just says is too weak to do anything about it, so they just let it slide. Oh yeah, and also they just took Memel, and Lithuania doesn't do anything about it because they got Vilnius. So they just let it go because they knew what was going to happen at some point. So anyway, that was all for today's episode and video. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you next time in another video. Have a good whatever time of the day you have. And forget to like and subscribe. It was Jan Paolo Historian. Goodbye.